Hey everybody, how's it going? So the Australia and New Zealand championships just completed last week. Jesse was kind enough to post the top 8 finishing deck lists, so I thought I'd do a quick recap of them, and I've got some stats and numbers of percent of cards played at the end here. Congrats to the winners. I'm sure it was a great time. Played against a couple of you on Tabletop Simulator, and good job everybody. Some events coming up for me. I've got Midland Mayhem coming up. I'm really excited for that. 3 days of sorcery, constructed and sealed. There's events happening, so go out to the Play Network and see what's in your area and get out there. So the top 8 decks here, starting with this Avatar of Earth deck, running a where did it go? Highland Princess, which is quite interesting in an Avatar of Earth deck. That double air threshold makes it a little sketchy. And Philosopher's Stone and Ankh Score are really good. A solid set of minions here. No boss trolls. I'd probably just trim some non-impactful minions. Sendhound for the infiltrate matchups. Unicorns for rate. Root Spider, Avatar of Earth combo is hard to deal with. Phalanx and Pudge Butcher with the air movement almost doesn't matter. Pudge Butcher being able to blink it over one spot can really catch people off guard. And Bodyguard is good for when your Avatar of Earth is being aggressive, taking some of that damage. Atlas Wanderers moving those sites around, and Vampires for some life gain, which is very important in Avatar of Earth and aggressive builds like Battle Mage. Over here in the Magic, Blink movement is bar none one of the best things you can do in the game. Only one common sense, which, I guess the thought here is probably you'd rather draw the card you need other than having to tutor it for 2 mana. Lightning Bolt to finish out the game probably. Grapple Shot can also finish in the game with the projectiles. Gigantism to get them to Death Store out of nowhere. Earthquake, again, moving sites. And moving sites is almost like movement in this game. The site package, Color Outer Space is a different one I haven't seen a whole lot. Mirror Realm, if you need an air threshold or just more power for your Avatar of Earth, auto include, I feel like. And then the dual land makes sense. Sideboard, another 2 more disenchants probably for Enchantress matchups and more dispels. Grim Reaper and Grapple Shot, you can remove somebody's whole deck if they're playing Wolves. And Whirling Blades is another. Oh, this is exceptional. I thought this was elite. Is a good finisher as well. Moving on here to another top 8 deck. This is Warpath by Drew. I don't know what else to say. It's a really good Fire Earth package. Moving on here to another top 8 deck, Pathfinder. This is Warpath for Drew. I'm not sure if there's any changes, but it's playing the Boss Troll, Violent, Quarrelsome Kobolds, Gigantism. This is the solid Fury Road Sorcerer Avatar aggressive low to the ground format. Flame Wave for that finishing blow. You can get them anywhere. And Cavalry and House Barrowman. House Barrowman is a tricky one to play into. It changes the math quite poorly for the attackers. If somebody else is playing Vile Imps, they can't kill Vile Imps, and changes things about the trading of the combat. The other thing I've been seeing lately for this kind of list is playing Taurus Trinket for an extra power, so you can trade into their stuff without having to sacrifice your minion. Again, solid list here. Here we have an Elementalist, a rogue Elementalist list. It looks like it's trying to do a control matchup and win with Crater Rise and maybe an Orb of Ball Earth, do one big turn. I haven't played a whole lot of these decks. Maybe I'll give this a go. Our last top 8, the bottom 4 here is a Death Speaker, and this is the most trimmed Death Speaker list. This is probably the stock list of Death Speaker with the Death Dealer, Grandmaster Wizard, Nimbus Jin, playing all the cores. This is a solid Death Speaker list. If anybody wants to start with a Death Speaker, I would start here with Atlantean Fate and going from there. And top 4, we have another Avatar of Earth deck. Yeah, Avatar of Earth. Mostly just Earth. I like more Earth in the Avatar of Earth lists, just because you want to be swinging with your Avatar as soon as possible. And you have the towers in here for a little bit of ramp, getting Atlas Wanderers out of turn earlier. 3 Pudge Butchers. I've found that Pudge Butchers just dies before I can really do anything, but 3 of them makes it. They're still a huge threat. Phalanx is another big just beater, and Frontier Settle is so you don't have to keep tapping your Avatar to attack. I like this one. That's an interesting include here. And Boss Trolls for those early aggression minions. Some sideboard here. Holy Ground for a little bit of healing. Divine Healing. Again, these aggressive Avatar of Earth, Battle Mage decks need some kind of healing just to take some of the pressure off. And winning with Whirling Blades or Lightning Bolt. And 2 Common Sense here. Only 2 blinks. This seems kind of low in my head, just because if you're playing air, might as well play a full suite of that. Here in 3rd place, by Kevin, this Avatar of Air deck. I've played against it on the channel a lot. It is tricky to play around. It is so tricky. With the Avatar's ability to push something, I've found that if an Avatar's ability, you can do it without tapping, it is leaps and bounds better than a second tap ability, because you don't have to choose from not playing a site or doing your ability. Yeah, Rolling Boulder is a huge finisher and can clear the board if you line up wrong. Bats are hard to kill right now with like the berries that, like, I mean, yeah, damage based, but you can play around those very well. Hippogriffs for that just random 3-chip damage, and with it being airborne, you can push it from your home site and attack their front row almost anywhere, and it makes it really hard to defend against. And Grapple Shot and Chain Lightning to finish things off. Very nice list. Here, 2nd place, an Enchantress. I think Enchantress is probably the best deck in the format currently. It's just so hard to play. There's so many decisions. There's such weird interactions. But it's so hard to play into, and there's not a whole lot of interaction past like a Disenchant there. A lot of water auras with Abundance and Silence. Silence being great against the aggressive, violent matchup. It just turns all of that off. Turns out Charge. Silence is a great aura here. And Atlantean Fate just is so backbreaking sometimes. And then Chains is really hard to play into because it just taps that your best guy, your best threat consistently over and over and over again. Angel's Egg is also a very backbreaking card to play into if you're playing the low to the ground chip damage, aggressive stuff that just does 2 and 4. Angel's Egg almost negates a whole turn a lot of times. And then Grandmaster Blizzard for some draw. Very nice job, Pilot. I'm sure Enchantress is a very hard deck to play, so nice job. And the champion here, the Geomancer, Mono Earth. This is a very cool list with playing some big spells, Conqueror Worm and Midlet Army. Some Land Surveyors for the early card advantage, and the sneaky one here is the Roots of Yggdrasil, with Crater Rise and Sinkhole. And Geomancer's ability to play lands off the top like Pathfinder, but not really walk into that Pathfinder color screwing it gets into. So nice list here. I think I'm gonna play this list here on the channel this coming week, so be on the watch out for that. And here we can go to the card counts. Count played, most played here was a disenchant at 16 on the top 8. So everybody's pretty worried about artifacts or auras, which makes a lot of sense. Root spiders being up here is one of the it's the best. I think it's the best minion. It just it turns off so many things. Grapple shot and Land Surveyor solid includes here, and we'll go to by rarity. I think we'll start with a unique. The most played uniques, Pillars of Zeros, the random heal you get, and the hate on Death Speaker decks makes these almost auto includes in most decks. Can be anything you need at any point. Cores, this Amethyst core being 7 out of the 8 decks here being air, having some kind of air makes a lot of sense. Gigantism here, the Earth seems to be like the backbone of a lot of these high power decks. Going here in the top elites, Earthquake with the 7 of the 8 decks including Earth makes a lot of sense. It can be a board wipe if they don't play around it correctly. Grandmaster Wizard for that card draw. Atlas Wanderers. Sight movement in this seems to be better than most people think, and along with movement, where you can rearrange the things the way you want it, is a great advantage. Sinkhole, there was a couple of Urgisil decks, so that makes sense. And Sinkhole can also turn off somebody else's Sinkhole and like that play around there. Rift Valley for sight movement again, and Craterize is a big finisher. Top exceptional here, Root Spider makes a lot of sense. It's the best minion. Windmill, a lot of air and earth decks right now, I guess from this event. Vampire is another great minion. The healing alone, it makes, if you can attack and heal and deal damage, it's an 8 life difference swing in one minion attack. So it's not an 8 power damage, but it's an 8 life difference, and that difference is huge. And Autumn Unicorn just being really good on rate. Top Ordinary, Disenchant. This was the top played card as well. Blink, movement cannot be underestimated. That's how I perceive the Avatar of Air deck to get third. If you can master movement, it will take you very far. Grapple shot, being able to strike and then attack is also big. Thanks everybody. This was just hopefully a quick informational dump. If there's any decks you guys want me to play, send me a message. I'm happy to give them a go. Thanks for everybody for watching. Bye.